Hello, I'm John Proxy. Welcome to the Proximity. I'm having a Disco Elysium adventure. I believe I looked at this window already, but I'm going to look at it again because there's a symbol for me to click. White curtains have been drawn shut. No looking in. I'm going to have to come back here in the morning, aren't I? But for the meantime, I will click on a bunch of stuff. Oh, I was just making sure all the sound was coming from this game. A whetting stone, well worn and covered in dust. Sulavam, Sulavam, Ram, Ram. A person for me to talk to. This music. Construction material. Whoever planned to build this house left in a hurry. Oh dear. Do I have my bag on me? I do. The street light is illegible below the graffitio. Adu hai indung shu tuhurang. The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed. We're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Saigayan, also known as Apricot Susanarente.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
You can't see. How did you know I was
still
here?
Have a golden ear. Come.
Inford.
Welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
What he said, we're cops. We don't cause trouble, we take care of trouble.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Which you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Wait, I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
She points to the building behind her.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place. Somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat. What kind of ill omen are we talking about?
The usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. Black hound licking your own heels. I am totally an ill omen. That's exactly what I've been telling everyone. The end is here.
You're not. No one around here considers us an ill omen. People would have told us.
Sorry, Kim.
Maybe we are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen, but you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park your motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast? Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. Okay, but you know who I'm talking about. This is my little cinder block town, she nods with a wrinkled smile. I know what goes on around here. Being evasive, she knows something. There was a murder in Martinez, he points east. You might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help. Would you now? He turns to him. I know that how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. This is like when that man locked himself in the woodshed. We just need to help her come out. No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven, plucking at the window glass. I see. You know something, but you've decided not to tell us. There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else? I see, ma'am. Lieutenant turns to you. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway. Ruby was here. You know it. You need to look into these shacks, especially hers. Ask her about lodgings. Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here? Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. My married name is Sadie. Now your turn, mister. Lieutenant Elytro Harrier de Bois. Quite a handle you've got there, the old woman nods with evident respect. So many titles. One of them double. I mean, I got a new name, I may as well try it out, right? Where could someone stay around here? Stay? Most people are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. A soapy thumb points to the building behind her. How much is it? I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the from the village to the RCM. There's this guy, Gart, who makes me give him money every night, just so I don't die out in the cold. That's exactly how they get you. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside, so we don't have to give money to those crooks. She looks around. They might not look like much, but they're ours. Wait, why isn't anyone using the room? My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in a small side attachment, easier and cheaper to keep warm. One more time, I can just have the room? Aye. She nods and looks at the shack. The room is pretty bare bones, but it's got a bed and a roof over it. More than some folks have around here. When Vasan communist revolutionary Ignace Nilsson was in hiding, he stayed in a hut on the Boreal Plateau for 10 months. Would help me stay in touch with the proletariat. You best not be plotting another revolution in under my roof, she mumbles. Barely got through the last one, but the room, do you want it? You got yourself a tenant. Get keys to your new home. Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police. Key appears from under her apron. She hands it to you. Well, if you're not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. He looks around. Here. In a shack. He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room. Oh, fair enough. Biddy? The environment encourages one thing and one thing only. Drinking. Yeah, that didn't quite glue. What's in this fishing village? Just us. She sounds tired. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist. What do you mean? This is pretty much a non-place. He grins. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street. The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny. This place is pornographically poor. I don't think I should say that to an old lady. Who else lives in this village? Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east. She nods her head across the courtyard. They're away right now. And then there's the drunks. She sighs. Not a pretty sight. But there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them. Ooh, what drunks? You'll know later, you'll see for yourself. She slowly shakes her head. Don't have to look long to find those guys. Is there a way to make a little money around here? Here? For you? He lets out a dry chortle. No, officer. The only money we have is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women, and then forgot about. Under carts, boots, and little boxes, it's not hard to find. There's got to be something here. Tell me. He waves a hand southwest. Over there you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the box. Between here and Jamrock, a dusty sea of old trees, all covered in industrial soot. Small houses under them. Overgrown park. The box? What's that? An old military hospital and its surroundings. He looks towards the buildings to the south. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for the shell-shocked veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see. What happened to the hospital? The goodwill ran out. She tightens the scarf around her neck. The staff left and the place was shut down. Long gone by now. Alright, there's another topic I'd like to... I'll spare it, this place. Lack of wealth is one thing that we've got in abundance. The woman smiles cryptically. It's a cold, cynical smile. Riddles. Lieutenant marks dryly and looks round. Fits with the general ambience here. Aye. Her eyes grow wide with glee. Sometimes it's as though I've also gotten lost inside this nameless something. I'm lost too. Oh? Her expression betrays curiosity. It seems to be a common theme these days. I think I'm in the process of finding myself again. Isn't that what people always think when they're lost? A fleeting smirk runs across her lips. Something I can do to help you find your way, officer? Let's talk about something else. What's further down the coast? Not much, she replies, and wipes her forehead. There's an abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even. Why is it abandoned? Some things just don't fly, officer. She smiles, gapped tooth smile, and smells the air. Look around. Who'd go to a church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then. But they don't hold services there anymore. The ecclesiastics. No, they've tried. Things just keep happening. Crime. Accidents. Other things. The place never stays open, she frowns. It's a pity. Used to be such a nice church. She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking. I get the feeling you're leaving stuff out. What else is going on? Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea, she scoffs. It started a few days ago and now it's blasting, even through the nights. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. Don't like that. Interesting. You could look into this ruckus if you have the time. What else is down coast? Before you get to the church, there's some ruins. An apartment complex or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses. Empty. Which is it then? Apartments or electrical plant? I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. Used to be something. Drugs. Before the war, I wasn't there then. You know. Was born in Samara. Anything else of note? Of course. Of note? The old fish market up the boardwalk, but it's closed. That's it. There's got to be more along the coast. What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans. If you want a development opportunity, you could check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think. Sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut, though. We tried getting in, see if there's anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. She drops a bar of soap into the bucket with a splash. Now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Goodbye. I'm off. can't see into the house from this angle. Inside you hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. The doors in better days, the layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and the wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted. Knock the shack door with a key. Getting late. I'll let you sweep this place on your own. I'm sure you can handle the washerwoman. I'll be sleeping in my room in the whirling. Meet in the front of the shack in the morning. I'll sleep here then. See you in the morning. I don't think I wanted to do that yet, but never mind. Good night, he smiles. Try not to break the case without me. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face on it, adorned with the expression. Better mirror. See the waves, the sea, church. As you look, the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear that one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of the floorboard next to it looks scratched. Move the board aside. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below. What's in here? Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea. Search through the sand and sawdust. Stick your hand... You stick your hand and start combing through the sand. Dry. Not like outside. Fine dust, and then something hard wrapped in paper. What is it? A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. Bullet. 9mm bullet to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon. The board isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. Extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. Floorboards creak under your step. Old science fiction magazines, books about birdwatching, an almanac from 37. Intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving out pleasant warmth. On the table you see a bowl of water. A rough soap next to it, a small hand mirror. Straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. Shaving the right call, the water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. Fucking pansy. Fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew. Why not? Your hand trembles as you scratch your cheek. Oh no, that's not how a grown man shaves. This isn't sharp enough. Scrape harder. Stop, for crying out loud. You're going to cut your own throat. There's no way to salvage this. You need to shave the chops. Your hand refuses to move another millimeter. A small trickle of blood runs down your cheek. Well, I failed to shave. Could have tried the mirror as well, but I think that's impossible. Like, it's called impossible. Maybe. There is no more steam. Like an artist with a brush or master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. Ah, I look terrible. That was a terrible idea. The sharp blade chafes around your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly. Feel your clean-shaven cheeks. Oh, god damn it, I healed my health. They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feel of freshness overcomes you, as if it came from a cold bath. Was shaving the right call. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, persistent swelling, you look a little younger. Maybe. You almost look professional. The beardless nature of your cheeks makes the expression seem even more like a terrifying grimace. Ah, it's easier shaved. 17%. Still not happening. It won't come off easily. You know what I could have done? I could have put on some electro-chemistry clothes. It's too late now. I don't want to do too much without Kim. I feel like I could have gotten another hour or two. The buzz of electric lights blends together with the slow rumble of ocean waves at night. There's a gap where the names of that song should be. You'd ask her about it now. Still up? Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours a night. Happens when you grow older. She sloshes the water in the bucket around for a bit. My suggestion is don't grow any older than you already are. That's old enough, she smiles. What's troubling you? What is the song you're humming? A lullaby my mother used to sing. I sang it to my kids too. An old Samaran children's song. What's it called? Surrender to the Night, he replies slowly, rocking back and forth. That's kind of grim for a children's song, even if it's a lullaby. Sounds nice. Yes, she nods, it does. Why was there a bullet under your floorboards of your shack? God damn that girl, he murmurs softly. And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure. I'm guessing you didn't put it there. Ruby did. Gone and hid things in there. She shakes her head. She's usually a good tenant, not a stupid one either. You rented the room to her. The old woman sits in silence, her hands moving into the water bucket. And water sloshes over the edge. Slowly she speaks, wringing out a rag. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. I've done before when she's been in trouble. Just looking for solitude. I made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here. What's this? Came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. Her wrinkled hand needs a blue rag into the water. Has she gotten herself into that girl? Said she left on Monday. Yes, early. With the dogs. Around 8 o'clock, I think. You probably heard the Lieutenant Kinema drive by and it woke her up, just like it did you. That's cool. He was around while I was around. Is the room exactly as she left it? I cleaned it, like I always do. Was there anything else there? No. The truth, sire. What is she like, Ruby? She's good company, knows how to talk to an old woman. She rubs her cold hands together. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. I really appreciate that about her. Did she talk to you much this time? No. She was mostly silent this time, kept to herself. What do you mean? She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines. This time she mostly stayed in her room. Why do you think she left the bullet there? How should I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun. Looks back towards the shack, thinking. You could ask her about your hunch. That it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill. I have a possible explanation in mind. Aye? You tell. A seagull flies overhead. Obviously a bad omen. On second thought, I'd rather not say. It's not something I want to think about. How bad is it? Where did she go? I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north. The peninsula. She might be trapped. After a moment of silence, she says, "You'll never find her, you know." The tone is without malice. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived. Wipe your brow. Man, I was really hoping she'd be hiding in this village. Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. She drops the rag into the bucket. It's clean now. Better for you to stay here. Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater. No, you can do it. You still have plenty of juice in you before you drop. Behind the cinder block house, old pre-war ruins rise to the sky like dark palaces. The wind cools. I have a few more questions about Ruby. What more do you want to know about the poor girl? Okay, no, I don't. One more thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her. He looks around. The air is getting colder. Really means it. It's an honest plea. She's a good girl, whatever she's got herself mixed up in. Oh, it's so much. I'm not going to be able to, like, walk around all night. Fine. I know 1 AM isn't super late, but I don't want to do work without Kim. But she is trapped. Didn't give me a choice last time. Bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street. Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep. studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the potted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
The rain, the snow. I don't want to. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent, picking up litter and old newspapers, collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
That's right. I am an agent of the
You'll
world.
go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off your lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
Feel the pillow under your
Beep,
cheek.
beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go! Good for the wind. Good for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time. No, sleep on that chair. Good morning.
Yes?
So, shaved? I point. Yes, Lieutenant stares at your shaven face, his eyes narrowed. Ah. I don't know what to say, he coughs perhaps. What is it? You can tell me, Kim. Not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the... He stops. Yeah, damage. He means damage. Either way, good on you. Lieutenant gathers himself. You were saying. Okay, I'm gonna actually hop back to the other side. Oh, what's this? There's people about now. What are these doing in the fish? Ooh. More perception. There we go. No more indirect modes of taxation for me. Boat is floating freely in the water unmoored. Yeah, they went out. Lots of people out. The planks creak beneath your weight. I am gonna look at that mirror. Assuming it won't send Kim away doing so. I'm gonna save my game because I don't want him to run away like really quickly. Oops, sorry, I just donked the table quite hard. I'm supposed to put the drink on the other table. Might be able to look at that bullet as well. Okay. Electro-chemistry, electro-chemistry. This is the first time I've really bearded it like this. Okay, attempt to stop the expression from happening. Success! It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending, a thought, sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the leer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you. Let the mirror be for now. Oh, now I wish I didn't do that. Oh yeah, let's take off the hat. Yay, now I'm a sad old man. Why did I stop the expression?
Yes?
I look absolutely miserable. Why did I think it'd be a good idea to strip it away? Hard to see the details. The colours are warm and welcoming, are cosy enough. Flower trowel where nothing really grows, maybe in the spring. We will come back here. I just want to check out the hotel. Looking back at you from the rust-coloured water, you. Wait, take a longer look at yourself. How you've reflected in that slick chemical rainbow. What do you see? Metaphor. Always metaphor. Some kind of metaphor for me. This is more important than you. That's the blood of the industry you see before you. That run off from Coal City, further down the coast. The engines of fortune once wrought here. Great wealth poured into Revachol, the Delta, as did smoke, waste, sickness, life. What happened? The engine stopped. The West Revacholian industrial base was dismantled after the war. Now extinguished coke furnaces dot the landscape. Landscape despoiled by industry. Filth. This needs environmental action now. There was serious dereliction of duty in this cleanup. Perhaps you could dedicate your life to cleaning it up, but you're a cop. You must concern yourself with different messes. Even so, it's pretty to think. Okay, this isn't the way back. How do I get back? There's lots of things for me to look at. Oh, hang on. Is that the lady?
I'll just keep the cordially in the channel if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
She winds the mooring line around the post.
And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course, jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty.
Hello,
Hello,
ma'am.
detectives.
He fastens the end of the line around the post and straightens her
It's good
back.
to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now. So I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That, and she's also keeping an eye on you. You've been spying on us.
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the cordially red, like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
Oh yes, of course. So, how do you like it here?
How do I like it?
He casts her gaze towards the village. Slush melting on the cinder blocks. Construction work left, half finished 10 years ago. Water drips down the eaves of Eternite. Jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. Smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
Yeah, where is that?
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
The sky surveys the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. Sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
Right, politics time. Let's react. You're right to be scared. This is all your fault. Maybe. She leans against the railing, looking up at the grey sky. Above you there forms a quilt of altocumulus clouds, twisting into each other. Wind tugs and stretches them over the bay. Their cloud shadows slides over the ruins of Revachol West, wherever they pass. The temperature just drops slightly, but perceptively. I told you how they discovered this place. Wind picks up, her raincoat flaps in the gust. This Isola? Yes. Insulende. Oh, you haven't told me how they found it. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. Literacy rate around is 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. Oblivion? That's so me. I knew you would sympathise, she nods. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home, this island of matter, of matter, or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. She corrects the scarf around her neck. For now, how can I assist you in this new location? Well, it was good running into you. Godspeed, detectives. Thank you, ma'am. Do keep an eye on your boat. The ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in the kelp. Where's the... Okay, I think I found it. I know it's the end of the episode, but I'm just gonna... No, stop. Oh, fine, whatever. Visual calculus and drama. Empathy is probably a good idea. I like my logic though. We'll come back to this. I just wanted to see the other place. I want to scan the other island before I like stick it out over here. Yeah, you see, there's new people about. And then I'll let you go. Alright, because then we can quickly talk to those and see if anything's changed. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to save my game and say that I've been John Proxy. You're now leaving the proximity. And my Disco Elysium adventure. Thank you. Thank you for watching.